Join me as you and I and you take a journey to become better writers together and geek out.
I know. I feel like it's going all chippy choppy over here, but I know that when I rewatch the show, it goes nice and smooth. So what the heck? All right, Mr. Shadow.
Man, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
What's up?
I know you're all busy over there making things happen with your fingers and stuff.
This isn't my OnlyFans account, but no, yeah. Hey, man, I miss you, man. You looking good?
I'm feeling good. I'm still getting over whatever this thing is. I don't know. They call it COVID, but the symptoms look kind of like my sinus issues to me. So
bad you make medicine sick.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's what my parents used to call me. Grande, malo y caro. Big, bad, and expensive. Of course, there we go. Hello, Shen. How are you doing? And she says, hi, Shadow. And of course, it is not time to roam, but it is roaming time with Roman Tony.
Hey, was your Chippy comment like a silent plug for Chippendale Rescue Rangers? Because
I like Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
You're getting that Disney money. Come on, man. You're just...
Friday on Disney Plus. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you,
Friday, Disney Plus.
I liked Rescue Rangers when I was a kid. The movie looks interesting. Part of me was like, I am not going to watch this. But the more I see the commercial, the more I'm like,
But it's Disney Plus, man. Like, I'll click on it. Sure. It's not like I'm going to movie. I got to go to movie theaters. That's a whole other thing. I got to think about
that is true. I don't think I'd be paying for it in the movie theater.
I'll click on it, I'll click on it, watch a little bit of it, take a nap, wake up, maybe finish it,
And of course, guest hosting with us today is Dr. Kristina Garlick.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Have you gotten used to that yet?
No. But I feel like I need like a catchy name like you guys have.
Yeah.
Well, you got Mr. Shadow over there. You got Writ over here. You got Roman Tony over there, and of course Nat, not the intern, is not here.
Doctor is pretty cool, if you ask me.
I think so too. I know a couple of famous Doctor characters, and I'm like, okay, man, if you just come on and call yourself the Doctor, I know the whole fandom over there will probably come after you, but hey.
I think I'm just like a vampire hunter, though, so.
Ah, there you go. Okay. So cool. Dr. Von Kristina Garlick. Oh, with the name Garlick, it's perfect.
That's why. They fear me.
Ah, Dr. Von Kristina Garlick. I like that. Now I got an idea in my head.
Just get a backdrop of like a castle.
You're gonna put it on the board. Go right on the board.
I should put it on the board.
It'll just be a piece of garlic in a castle.
We can work with this.
So if you don't have space on that board, Ralph, you can erase that corgi.
Yeah, I told you they're trying to kill the corgi. And then somebody, as soon as they say this stuff, somebody sends me a message right away going, Ralph, we talked about this. We can't kill the corgi.
All right, what about a vampire corgi since we're on this route?
Well, that means the corgi would die. I feel like everybody would be happy and not happy.
Win-win.
It's already sentient. Now it's undead. Like, we can't get rid of this thing.
It's sentient undead.
Yeah, we killed it, but it's a vampire. Oh,
this is just getting worse for you guys. You're going to be all like, oh, Ralph, why'd you write this story like this? Well, I told you why I wrote it.
It's like Mad Libs.
Here's the funny thing. They threw the corgi in as a joke.
Yeah.
And then somebody took it and ran with it.
Poor corgi.
Thanks, Lou.
It's like the old Yeller of stories.
So, Christina, we have you here, and we had you here on Monday as well. Mm-hmm. So, tell the people what's happening on Saturday, because there's some psychedelic, fundelic stuff happening, and shagstistic enjoyment that's coming to us on Saturday.
All right, so I'm hosting my first ever big event. It's called Arts in the Park. It's in Randolph, New Jersey, and it's located in Veterans Community Park. It's a brand new park that opened up, unfortunately, during COVID. So this is the first big event there. I have 90 crafters, that sell like lots of local stuff, 7 food trucks, a beer tent. It's going to be hot, so people are going to be drinking. And then I have entertainment throughout the day. Unfortunately, the person that was supposed to host the event got COVID, but we found a replacement that's amazing, Joe Cerati Trio. They're very well known in North Jersey. They play kind of like acoustic kind of sounds, and they're going to be emceeing the event, playing some music. And then we have, of course, a lot of other bands that are great. We have a drum circle. We have a harpist. We have these people decked out in mirror suits that are going to be shooting CO2 guns. So we're trying to have like a array of styles of performance. So it's not just for kids or adults. It's for everyone.
Right.
Yeah, and then we have archery tag free for kids to try out. It's like a new thing that's like really big from what I understand.
It is. Should be interesting to see how it works with everything.
I'm just afraid that like a stray arrow will hit like the blacksmith or the glass blower or something.
Well, the good thing is these arrows look like something the Hawkeye or the Green Arrow would be having, with boxing gloves at the end of the arrow.
Yeah, but somebody's using like, a fire. You don't want like, but no, and I put them far enough away.
Oh, this should be interesting to watch.
I always think of the worst case scenario when you plan stuff, you kind of have to.
That's a good thing, especially if you're doing the job you're doing. We're talking about in the green room. I do not envy you. I have watched a lot of our friends who do this show running or show heading, and they are stressed the heck out the whole time you're talking to them. Yeah. How I know you've had already a couple of hiccups here. How are you dealing with all that?
I was really okay with everything except for when the MC got, said he calls me up yesterday at 6:30 while I'm eating dinner, telling me that he has COVID. He's like, I feel perfectly fine, but I tested myself. I'm like, why would you do that? I was like, if you feel fine, why would you? But like, since he had it, like you can't have him at the event. That's just like a safety issue. So, he was really apologetic, and I'm racing last night to try to find a replacement. But like, I know a lot of good musicians, and my friends do as well. So they kind of like hooked me up to, I was like, oh, Joe, I forgot about Joe. Joe's amazing because I've seen him live a bunch of times, and I reached out to him, and luckily he was off this weekend. He usually performs every weekend, and he's like, I can fill in and I can help you. I was like, thank you so much. And once that was taken care of, I think my anxiety level dropped like 50%. I was at the field today, everything, the lines are down for the vendors. We're getting a mister because it's going to be hot so people can kind of run through it and get cooled off. We have signage up. We have games for the kids. I think it's going to just be like a fun, to some degree, wholesome time. That word always has some kind of like a negative connotation, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I don't know. I feel like the wholesome is something we actually need at the moment. The world's gone crazy. We want something that we're going to relax, enjoy, have fun, know that for a moment we can forget our troubles.
Yeah. And, that's what I wanted, everyone to have fun. And, the town doesn't actually really make any money whatsoever off of this. All the money we get goes to more entertainment, more stuff. We try to charge the vendors as little as possible because we know that, because they weren't doing a lot of stuff in the past few years, we want them to make money. But, it funds the security. It funds the performers on stage because you do pay them. The musicians, and then we got some great volunteers to do talks and stuff. Unfortunately, I wish I could just pay everyone a ton of money, but and
it's not how it works.
But it's so great to have so many people step up and be a part of the event, from the volunteers to the talks to even just the people attending the event.
I think you've done a great job of putting all this together. I can't wait to be there on Saturday. Hopefully, Mr. COVID won't hold me back. I'm at the clear section of it, so You know, I just need to wait a day or two more to see if everything's okay, and we'll see what happens. But I have already been looking forward to this for a while. That's why as soon as you told me about it, I was like, dude, man, we'll head over there. We'll check this thing out. We'll spread the word. Let's go have some fun. And it sounds like one of those things that it's a mixture of a convention and something else at the same time. And I'm just so excited to see how you put this together. Dude, the list of people that you have alone, there's a whole list of authors that bugged me the hell out. It was like, oh, this is almost like a little book fair.
Yeah, I mean, I actually was turning people away. I stopped at 95 booths. I was like, I can't have more. I mean, because when you get too many people, then the vendors don't make money. And, I mean, even at 95, I'm like, that's kind of the limit. But like, I made sure there weren't too many soap vendors or charcuterie vendors or
spread it out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt, we have a few, like we have a tarot card reading for people that like that stuff, arts and crafts, kinetic dolls, which are like kind of cool, freaky things, a wood carver, he does spoons. I tried to get, like I said, everything for everyone.
It sounds like you did. You had me at the food. There was so many different food. Usually when somebody looks at one of these events, the food seems to be the same. It's the same type of food over and over and over, instead of like nice different food where you're like gonna have a nice choice of different things.
Oh yeah, that's like the first thing I try to book at an event. And to be honest, there were so many other good food trucks as well. But I was like, again, didn't want to have too many. I was like, all right, I'll have stop at 7. And then I actually ended up meeting this lady who makes cakes in a jar. I'm like, I need you at the event as well. So I technically have 8 food vendors, but she also I don't know. I try to avoid food vendors now because I always want them now at my events. I'm like, can you come? Can you come?
Oh, that's fantastic.
You have me at beer, so that's
I had a feeling telling you her beer. It was like, beer?
It's craft beer too. It's not like
wow.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, like alcohol sensitivity or beer sense.
Yeah. They're bringing, I think they said 10,000 gallons in 2 different trucks, so a total of 20,000 gallons of beer. So
I'm happy I'm using mass transit to get there. And at the same time, I'm like, I can't drink that much. And then like, I hear, Ralph, you were sick. Do you want to drink that much? And I'm like, well, it's medicine. Come on.
Well, they have hard ciders too. If you can't do the beer,
oh, even better. It's actually even worse. Hard ciders are fantastic.
Yeah, they're called. I should probably say who they are. It's Zigmeister Brewery.
Ooh.
They're really good. I don't personally like beer, but like I've had their stuff and I think it's really great. So for somebody who doesn't like beer to say that it's good, it's good.
It's so funny though, because now we're going in that direction of hard ciders or hard seltzers or hard. It's a something different than having a beer, because sometimes beer just doesn't sit well with some people.
Yeah, and I like that they have hard ciders, like seltzers. I'm sorry. I would love to have a wine truck too, but the state laws said that you only can have like one company. Otherwise, there's so much permitting. And I was like, why don't we just try one and see how it goes?
Right. Yeah, wine's always great. Wine in the park is fantastic. Yeah.
Wine, I would want to drink, but I'd be working.
Like, boo, laws, boo.
All right, so we're about to bring in Project Naosis. Yeah. Let me. It was something we were talking about in the green room where Marvel wants to take Stan Lee and use his likeness in the movies or their shows or wherever they want to put it. We had this little conversation backstage. What do you guys think? You can see how we're reacting, how it is.
I mean,
like for a moment, I was like, it might be a good idea. Then I thought about what Marvel would do with it, and I was like, oh, this is not good. Go ahead, Tony.
Like he didn't always do the camera. There were some movies I can't remember off the top of my head, but like if he had nothing to do with the character or if he didn't like the idea, like he would say, no, I don't want to do it for this one. So it wasn't, and like if he doesn't have that choice or anything, it's just so weird, man. I don't know. I don't.
They shouldn't turn. They're gonna turn him into freaking Ronald McDonald or something. I don't like it.
Yeah, you should use
Well,
Ryan. Should just use Deadpool. That's what I would say.
yeah.
Just have
I
Deadpool
like
in the
that.
movie.
I
That would be
love that
great.
idea. Somebody had brought that
Just
idea
have
up, and I
Deadpool.
love the idea that Deadpool just cameos
Yeah,
everywhere.
man.
And since he breaks the fourth wall, it just makes total sense.
It's Ryan Reynolds, dude. You know he'll do it for free, man, or not for free, but he'll do it.
They're
Well,
probably
he'll have
afraid
a
to
lot of
give
fun
him
You
with
that
know
it.
he'll do it.
power, though.
It's just like let me advertise my Mint Mobile site.
Right.
I personally think if they want to like just like I said earlier, put them on like a missing poster or something, that's
Yeah.
fine.
That's
But
great. Yeah.
I'd
they're
love
going
that.
to expand it into more things: t-shirts, shoes, like everything. Probably like a hologram at Disney World.
Yeah, and Tupac are gonna.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
So
that's just too much.
let's bring them in and throw you on the spot. What do you think about Marvel wanting to take Disney, Stan Lee's likeness and put it into the movies as cameos?
I definitely think a lot of people would like it. That's why they're doing it. They're the king of marketing, king and queens of marketing. So I think
I do agree with you. I feel like a lot of people would like it. And like I said, at first I was like, hey, this is a. And then I thought about what Marvel would do, or Disney, I should say, would do with this, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think I like this idea.
Hey, if I passed away and they wanted to put me in movies, that would sign me up. So,
well, that's what Will thinks. Will says, I think Stan would dig it. I have to agree with you because Stan is the man, and he does go with this type of stuff. He probably would dig this whole thing.
You don't think it'd depend on the movie?
It probably would. I feel like Tony says, there'll probably be certain movies he's like, why do I have to be there? Or at least he would be like, I like the creative idea, so let's go with it.
Yeah. The Deadpool
depends
one.
what they're doing. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say the Deadpool one was the best cameo.
Oh yeah, because Ryan went totally creative with it, and Stanley went completely with it, and they just played with it so well. It was one of the best ones though.
Yeah. Even though it was a bad movie, I like this cameo in Fantastic Four, the second movie. That was my favorite because that actually happened in the comics, where Stanley tried to crash. Stanley tried to crash the Fantastic Four wedding, and they said, you're not invited." So that was cool. I didn't like the movie itself, but that was my favorite cameo.
Well, hopefully now that Marvel owns everything, let's see how they bring in. Let's see how they bring in the Fantastic Four and the X-Men and the mutants and all that good stuff that we've been waiting for all this time. We can only hope. So we all know that you're going to be there at Arts in the Park this Saturday as well. And I think you're also going to be doing a panel too, right?
Yep, for sure.
All right, so tell the people out there who you are, what you do, all the nitty-gritty good stuff, and why are you doing a panel?
So basically, I'm the creator and writer of Project Naosis and Omega 2090. And oh my God, what's Omega 2090? This is Omega 2090 right here. Boom.
Hold on, go ahead.
Oh, we'll go back. Omega 2090, awesome back cover, no ads. And then we have Project Naosis. We have our 0, bam. And then we have our 1, and our episode 2 is actually live on Kickstarter right now. To sum me up, I'm new to the game. So the only way to get into the industry is by making your own industry. So I recruited my own guys, got my own guys, and we started making books. And each guys that I'm putting on, DC or Marvel, are picking them up shortly after. So hopefully I get a little taste of that too eventually. But like for example, Brian Valenza, guy was, wasn't really big known, and now he's on every single coloring for Marvel books right now, like Spider-Man and Deadpool, etc. And then Project Naosis, there it is. We're at 676 with 27 backers, 27 days to go. We funded in the first 15 hours. I do a very low goal, just based on I just want to get the product done. I usually fund everything myself anyways. The book's practically done. It's just a great way to, build atmosphere and start building awareness for like pre-orders and such.
I was saying, I love your numbers here already. It's 677, 676, 27, 27. You look like you're heading for a nice successful lottery run there.
Yeah, for sure. I have another 4 options left on there. If you want to put your face in the book, your face will be inside the book as one of the Pain Patriots is what I call it. It's Crimson Pain's henchmen. and they'll be in the book as well. Someone hit the $200 one where he'll be actually one of the super villains. So pretty hyped for that. And just trying to keep building slowly. I never did digital packages, and I feel like that's why the backers are going up a lot faster. Last Kickstarter we did about 70 backers, so we're on a good track right now.
Well, let's play your video and see what we got here so we can show off your stuff. Hold on. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. It is Paul Fair, the creator and writer of Project Naosis and Omega 2090, back on Kickstarter again, looking for your help to bring episode 2 to life. Now, for those of you that are new to Project Naosis, what is it? Project Naosis is a cross between the Avengers and Mortal Kombat. In the year 2009, a super enhanced villain named Crimson King rised up and killed off all the superheroes in existence. So the government united in one nation to develop a serum called as Noasis to make a super enhanced team to kill off all the supervillains that rose up from this dark time. Now, in episode 2, you dive deeper into the lore of Project Naosis. Who are the major players? Crimson King, Omega, Lithium, Hellsing, Hybrid, Valerie Vega. So many key characters in this series, and we will continue on with amazing storytelling. We are super excited to bring this to you, and I wanted to show you our previous titles that we had before that you could add on as well. We have episode 1 of Project Naosis. We have our latest drop, Omega 2090. And then we have episode 0. On this Kickstarter, we also have variant covers. On our previous Kickstarter, we had 2 amazing variants. We had an Omega 2090 variant. We also had a version variant on our episode 1 drop. We need you guys to bring this to the finish line. So check out all the pledge options that we have and check out the amazing story that is to offer for episode 2. I'm looking forward to see you guys there, and we're excited to bring this to you. I'll see you guys.
All right. Love the concept. Like I told you when I met you at Brooklyn Comic-Con, great, beautiful concept you have there. And it kind of reminds me of those comics of old that we used to collect.
Yeah, for sure. The difference that I'm trying to make though is so everyone was spoiler, episode 0, I basically just ripped apart superheroes like they're shreds, like in the first issue. And now, I wanted to make it like an episodic series, like the same thing you would watch like Sopranos or another show. If the characters are dead, I'm killing them off and making brand new characters. So constantly always evolving, making new characters, new storylines, and it's going to be an episode 1 all the way to done. So we're eventually going to get to that finish line, but whoever's last standing, that's who it's going to be. So no restarts.
That sounds really good. So what are you doing at Arts in the Park? What's your talk going to be about?
Oh, we're going to have to save it for that. We can't do any spoilers. Otherwise, we're going into it too much.
There you go.
But then also
give us a teaser.
Well, we're just going to be bringing up everything about Project Naosis, what we're doing, what we're looking to do, what we're trying to get out of the community, and, just keep growing that community. And then I'll also be there as a vendor as well.
I love what you're saying because Kristina was saying the same thing about how beautiful the community is itself and growing the community and making things beautiful and better and being a community. And I like that you're continuing that line in there as well.
Yeah, it's something I want to build off upon, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing that and just going forward with it.
Well, that's great. And I like what you got going here. It looks great, and you guys are doing well already. You guys are already funded, which is fantastic. Which means now you just have to sit back and not relax, but start making the more money happen, so that you can make more things happen.
For sure, we want to constantly keep growing. We're doing very well. I do a lot of pop-ups and then just constant conventions. And then we're just, like I said, just going to keep growing possible until like that next level. And just, I want to, of course, always expand. Like I took a break from the episodes and went to Omega 2090 because I wanted to perfect my own craft. And I definitely think Omega 2090 was a lot better issue than the previous ones. And then now we're just going to add on to the episodes.
It's always a good thing when you're improving your craft, when you're improving your stories, when you're improving, because that's the way we should be going. I know some people like to rest on their laurels and go, well, I already did this, so I'm just going to keep doing this.
Yeah, I probably, that's one thing I've learned from just constant repetition is that I always go back, and even if I write 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11 episodes ahead, I go back and try to make it all loop into one book. And another thing that I'm trying to do is if you just want episode 2, you could pick up episode 2 and get right on from there, and you don't have to get the previous issues. And that's what I want to do with every single one, like a complete A to B, no real big cliffhangers at the end.
Well, that's great because, it's something rare in books, or even, books and comic books today, is that you always feel like you have to pick everything up in order to understand what's going on. And I know that few writers are staying to the one book format, or at least if you read this book, if you read this issue, you're going to know what's going on in the rest of the books, because, I'm really not doing too much craziness where you need to figure everything else. It would be great if you did, but you don't need to.
Yeah, and of course, and then if you do want to read the whole line, everything will loop perfectly, and there's Easter eggs and growing concepts. And eventually it's going to get them to their true selves, because basically I came up with a concept, which is basically episode 15, and I thought back, how would I get there? And that's the story.
That's a good format to do it. It's a good writing technique as well. Kristina, when you write your books and stuff, you do the same thing. Everything's not all crossed over with each other. You have things that might cross over, but at the same time, these stories tell themselves, right?
Yeah, you have a really good memory. Yeah, I do mostly standalones, but sometimes I'll do spin-offs and I'll have characters pop up in other books. But for the most part, I kind of keep stories so you can pick up that one by itself. I find that when you're not like the biggest, like bestseller out there, it's easier that way because people don't know all of your work, like, like a Harry Potter or something. I think everyone has a different style, but like I'll always write the end of the book and then the beginning, and then I kind of work in the middle.
Yeah, and I know my style is different than both of yours because I write whatever scene pops into my head first. The first scene that pops into my head, then everything comes from that one scene. And I know it can get a little crazy and difficult because, sometimes if it's not the first scene or if it's not the last scene, now you got to build this thing from here and try to end up in a good place to start and end up in a great place to end.
So where's your corgi gonna go?
See? He's going to be dead and he'll become a vampire corgi.
Do you have
I feel like the corgi's going to die somehow and somewhere. The question is, what happens after the corgi dies?
So dark.
Do you have instances where you notice that certain characters are just going off and doing their own thing sometimes? Do you have instances like that?
With me, always. The fairy detective
just wants to answer. Yeah.
The fairy detective just won't shut up. I can tell you that much. She's been talking since she was created, and when you realize that this is the main character, you probably you were thinking that's not the main character. You're like, this is the main character, or at least an important character in the series.
Do you find you write like book 15 and then go write book 13, or do you kind of like have a more like a consistent format with your stories?
I know for sure that it never starts in the beginning, or rarely starts in the beginning, and really rarely starts at the end. I'll start off a story and then I'll realize there's pieces in front of it and behind it. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna get interesting. How about you, Kristina?
Well, I am writing a book right now, but when we started talking about the ashes on Monday, I kind of now want to write that book.
That's
But
been stuck in my head this whole time. I already got this little snippet.
I have a part of it already written in my head, but I have to finish the book I'm writing. I've been planning it for over a year, so.
I feel you. I completely feel you. How about you, Project Naosis?
Oh yeah, so it all loops. Like I wrote I had the ending. I wrote episode 1. It was originally going to be a 6-episode story, and now it's about 15. And I did Omega 2090, which is a spinoff, and we did episode 0 because I wanted to start getting my name out there before I had the. I didn't want to make, because episode 1, fun fact, it's over a 40-page book, and I didn't want to jump right to a 40-page book without having any type of context behind it. So I feel like that's where episode 0 came from. And in that episode 0, that's actually where I designed the character Crimson Pain, and it just keeps looping into a bigger story.
Are you going to do like animated comics in the future?
Like in an aspect of like having them move and things like that?
Like a cartoon, I guess.
Animation, yeah.
I don't really have anyone that in that field. So always looking for people.
But are you thinking in that direction? Because as writers, as creators, we know that just because we don't have a way to get to where we're going, doesn't mean that the idea is not in our.
I've written so many countless things that I know I haven't even used yet, and I definitely even wrote like full-on TV scripts and movie scripts for this, even though it's that could be 5-10 years from now, but I definitely do that because it helps me expand my thought process, because after I wrote a script, it was a lot of pages. That's when I came up with the concept for Omega 2090, because Omega 2090 is basically the origin of the main character Omega and how he got his powers. And it's I definitely skipped that part, and I definitely thought it would be like a great insight for people to start reading.
That makes sense. And I mean, the artwork in your comics is beautiful. I mean,
yeah.
And I feel like, from the way you're talking, that your storylines must be really good. And I feel like it's probably would be very easy to adapt it to another format.
Yeah, it's definitely something I would love to do. Once we get the more backers, maybe we can be able to get that sooner than later, but I've always funded everything myself. Everything I own, like all the artists and all the letterers and every person that does a cover for me, all work for hire through me. And of course, there's some people that I collaborate with, but I end out I pay them all out for that.
And she's not kidding. As you guys can see, while I've been scrolling while he's been talking, the art is just beautiful.
The art's amazing. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. You can see some big name companies where the quality of the artwork has kind of gone down.
Yeah.
And even the storytelling. But when you have the indie authors, the work is so much better because they have to compete with the big guys that have so much more money. So you're going to get a good story and good artwork with your kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Because my whole life I was a huge comic book nerd, and then trying to get into that transition of what I would like to read. That's how I really got to this point as well, because I was tired of picking up a Batman book, and when you grab a Batman book, from the New 52 to now, well, now it's a little different, but you can't tell if it's even it could be the day before. They're not really mixing things up. So I like the new ideas and the new concepts, and I took the aspect of how I said in the trailer. I really like Mortal Kombat, so they have crazy kills. If you look in episode 0, 1, and even 2, the kills are insane, because that's the only way to go out in a superhero fight. If I punch a guy with super strength, they should their head should explode, not just have a nice bruise.
Which we actually saw happen back here somewhere.
Yeah, if you go back up, that's one of the guys, Lithium. He's punching one of the villains in the face, basically without the letter context in there, that are all setting up bombs throughout the city to basically strike fear throughout the whole United League of Nations. And that's what he does to one of the supervillains. There's no throwing them in jail anymore. That's the concept they've got, because if you throw them in jail, the villains will break out, and you'll have a villain like Crimson Pain who killed 90 million people in his first appearance.
Wow.
So it's no pulling your punches. They're going full force with all their strength.
Because if you miss out on it, and I'll show you firsthand, like one of the superheroes are based off Superman, you get something like that in there.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
You hesitate, you get killed. So that's what we're trying to do.
I know it's a concept that the comic books have covered before, where what do you do with these heroes, with these villains? When you're fighting them, do you let them survive? Do you do the Batman conundrum where you're trying to save the villain as well as you're trying to save the people, or do you go Punisher and you kill everything that's out there because you're trying to save the person from what the villain can do?
Yeah, because the whole concept is basically the Justice League or the Avengers, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it. They're called the Guild of Titans in my book. The super speedster rises up and he basically kills all these people, and these superheroes are trying to stop him, do it the right way, be superheroes, but they're so like into that majestic and that they're the almighty that's the reason why they get killed. So the government makes a super enhanced team to basically now kill off all the villains. And as of episode 2, the people don't know that superheroes exist anymore. Like they only think that villains around. They don't think any heroes are there anymore. It's just a government trying to stop these things. So this is like a secret task force until it doesn't get so secret, and then it triggers off more.
I think you got a good concept going. You got a good job with your story idea, and it is one of those things that people always wonder. Well, you just get rid of the bad guy right away. I know there's a lot of jokes out there about how this whole superhero villain dynamic works. Where I've seen like a TikTok where the villain has caught somebody, and the guy's like, oh, when so and so gets here, and he just shoots them. Then when so and so gets there, he goes, wait a minute, what happened? You killed them already. You're supposed to tell him your secret plan.
And that's a thing too, it's the same thing of like everything with perspective, like Russia could see us as the bad guys, how we see them as the bad guys. So even in episode 2, when you start getting more information on why Crimson Pain did all this, and you see how he feels towards his counterparts getting killed, it can make you think who's the villain and who's not the villain. I always want to keep it as a perspective-based story.
Like Thanos and the Snap in the Marvel movies. He thought he was saving the universe, and people saw him as murdering a bunch of people as well. There's like a whole psychological element there.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely wanted to pick apart, because no one, even to Batman, Batman could be the villain to a bunch of other people.
He definitely is. Those villains of Batman think Batman's the villain.
Like Wayne Industries created like a bunch of villains just as couple.
That is true too. If you look at the whole Batman mythos, though, a lot of those villains are created by Batman, and in reverse, Batman is created by a lot of those villains.
Yeah, that's true.
It's always the question: what comes first, the hero or the villain?
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Nat's here and wants to say something. Can you hear him?
No.
Hello?
There you go.
Hello?
Yeah, we could hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Nat, first of all.
Yeah, what's up? Main DPS is back. Let me ask this. How do you deal with escalation in your story? Because from the sounds of things are pretty high up. Are you going to keep having things escalate, or are you actually going to have some sort of resolution with that?
So, Crimson Pain is just the building block. Basically, the team of Project Naosis, some of those people will actually become the main villains of the story, and some of them will become the real heroes of the story. So it's about that original team and what spirals out from these occurring events. And like you said, the stakes are always so high. So when the stakes are so high, characters will crack and they will break, and then they'll turn them to their true selves, like any other human in any given situation. Like if I killed, your whole family, well, you wouldn't be happy about it. You're going to go kill that guy, or maybe you're going to go spiral out and be a hero. It's all, tick for tat. And I definitely have these people branch out into every situation. And if they think, me killing 90 million people's bad, it gets a lot worse. So stakes always higher. They're going to get higher and higher. The kills are going to get crazier. Episode 1, the kills were crazy. Omega 2090. No one even thought, well, excluding the cover, that I was going to put Crimson Pain in the book, and I had him rip through 18 characters like shreds. And, it's just constantly going to be like that, because in a quick of an instant, anything could change. So I always love that. And I feel like that's what they're missing out in a lot of books. Like, it'll be like, oh, they're fighting, 2 punches land, and then it's over. Like, and then, it's the next book. I don't want to. I want to always keep up the, like, Rob Liefeld said, he's like, with the, have the books like a $10 billion budget,
Are the characters going to go to other planets, or is it going to just stay on like an Earth-based kind of location?
Project Naosis would be Earth and Moon for now. And eventually, this is far ahead, I do have a sci-fi thing that I did write off already that I had like 4 issues for, but I'm not going to branch out until we have that done. That I'll have those two coexistence clash.
Sounds good. It sounds like you really have everything well planned, which is always a great sign. Because, as writers, we know that sometimes you need to have your universe planned or your world planned so your story works in the constraints of that world and universe.
Yeah, I constantly want to build off of everything. Even if you're not going to use the scripts, I constantly have to write. Like, even like having a conversation, I'm thinking about constantly other things. Like how you said you have the board behind you. It's just constantly mapping things out. And you can't be afraid to like change everything. Because like I said, my first draft of Project Naosis, Crimson Pain didn't even exist. And he's like the main focal point of like these first 2 arcs I'm going to have.
You're speaking the truth there, and it's something that happens to writers. Sometimes, one of the big questions that Cadma loves to ask is, who is your favorite character? Because sometimes what ends up happening, especially with creators, is that, you think that they're going to say the main person in the story, but it's usually some weird side character or somebody that we don't even think about that is the creator's favorite. So who do you think is your favorite? Who do you like working with? Even though, your main is there, but who's the one that you're like, hey, this one over here?
I'd have to go with Omega. He's the leader of the Project Naosis unit. It is a pillar of 2 brothers and the other coexisting unit, but I really like working with him. And it's a tight finish for Crimson Pain because I'm putting him in every book that I have, even if it's a couple pages. Speedster, heavy armor, loves killing everybody. I feel like they always did the Superman concept of like, what would an evil Superman do? But like an evil speedster that can like destroy people and annihilate them. I think that's awesome.
How about you, Kristina? I know you have your favorite characters and you have other characters. I know that sometimes, like I was saying, sometimes it's not the character we think is going to be the favorite. So who's your favorite?
I mean, for me, it's usually the one that I'm currently writing, because you have to kind of invest your energy into that character at the time. But maybe this character called Lyric from my book Nature, Fame, and Gossip. It's that isn't a sci-fi fantasy one. That's more of a fiction story about a rock band and the rise and fall of them. I just, I like to try to write different things, just because I want to challenge myself. As you guys all mentioned, you don't want to keep writing the same thing over and over again.
Right. Completely. I completely get you. I think I just reached your stretch goals over here, right?
Yep, that's the stretch goals. More pages, always a must. Trading cards. So I'm a big, and of course, a while ago, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh and everything, right? So, but this was our trading card for the last one. This is just the first test run of what we're doing, because I definitely eventually want to make a trading card game. But this is the one that we gave out in the last campaign for hitting the stretch goal. Oh yeah. So General Evans, that's Omega before he gets his powers. and Omega 2090 on the back. Love that.
Nice.
And then also everybody received a poster, and I put 2 different kinds. We had the Virgin cover of General Evans, Victor Hernandez, and Ty. And then we had another one I gave out, which was Crimson Pain fighting Red Angel. You know, you either got one or the other, and I did it at random, or some of you got both.
This is some nice pieces, yeah.
Yeah, no, nice artwork.
Would you make a book of just like your covers?
Ooh.
When I do the volume book, because that's what I'm really going for. I'm definitely gonna put all that stuff in there, and I would definitely want to put like definitely pages comparing with the 2 of like what my scripts look like versus what the pages are, and then I also want to put like a lot of the concept arts that we were working with originally, and people will see the transitions and how we change them.
Yeah, so you look like you got a good amount of stuff already. I feel there's a foil cover as well.
Yeah, once we hit the how much money did I say we had to hit?
I
the
think it was
foil
like
cover?
3,000.
Yeah, once we hit that, I think 3,000 was the card. We put that in there for sure. You know, definitely the beginning of COVID, and you guys can definitely back me on this one. Paper was a lot cheaper, you know, and
It was.
now what I paid for, you know, 3,000 books, I'm paying for like 1,000 for the same amount. So, you know,
I feel you. We feel you. One of the things we've been feeling here is the cost of making books and comic books has gone way up, and believe me, I feel the pain.
There have been a few. There was a
trying to
few.
get the book made, huh?
Recently, there's been a few Marvel comics that had this really bad paper, this really bad like magazine type paper. This was brief while, and it seems like everyone complained because they stopped using it, but I think they were just trying to get away with something.
They use the thin stuff, and it's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
The quality.
I use super glossy paper.
Yeah.
I don't know if my phone's not the best, but it's definitely shiny, bounces off.
You can see the quality of the paper, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would like and then someone said it to me too. One of the comic shops, like, why don't you do worse paper so they're easier to grade? I was like, no, I want like a nice shiny book that I can keep. I hate to see a book ruined, because realistically, and I wouldn't do it because I have a small print run of these Omega 2090s. You can really bend these and they won't crease. So
that's the good thing about those, is that you can actually like it's almost like having a magazine, where the magazine, they were made to be sturdy, you know. That these books look like they're sturdy enough to you know, a twist or a turn here. You know, that's not how the old comics were. I can tell you that much.
And you could put a bunch of books on top of them; they flat out
Exactly.
real quick. You wouldn't even know. So I definitely like that. You know, just trying to build everything up. I definitely like giving out a lot of free stuff. I was doing it on my orders on my website too. Even all the people that ordered on my website recently, I've just been throwing all posters and cards in there. Just leftover from the Kickstarter campaigns, because I usually get like triple the amount of what I order.
Great, great art. The book looks great. You're doing a good job at it. I know when I met you at Brooklyn Comic-Con, I love the way you were selling it, and you're still doing it now. You have this energy to you, and you can see that you have a passion for your project.
Yeah. So another quick thing, it's just like when I went to, I think it was 2019. That's the reason why I got into this. I originally came up with concepts. I was looking for artists, and no one really tries to sell, you know. So like you gotta have confidence in it. So like what I do on my day to day is I run 12 LA Fitnesses. You know, I run all those gyms. You know, I made my living off selling. So I bring that same transition into here. And definitely does me better than worse, you know.
I have to say, I can see what you're talking about. As soon as you said it, I was like, "Oh, there you go. That's where he's bringing this from." Because I have a lot of friends who work in gyms, and they have this amount of energy that you're like, "Dude, man, if we can bottle the energy that you have about when you're talking about what you're talking about, I think that you'd get more people to come in and into the gym."
Yeah, you know, and this is me at 6 a.m. Wait until you see me with some coffee this Saturday. You know, it'll be a different type of energy.
Speaking of which, yeah, Saturday we're all going to be, well, most of us are going to be there. Arts in the Park. We're going to have fun. You know, we got the food going. We got the beer going. We got amazing talent like yourself that's going to be there. We got a bunch of authors. Dude, you guys got to see this list. It's just crazy about how many book authors are going to be there, how many different vendors are going to be there. You heard yourselves how much food is going to be there. What I asked you both, what are you guys looking forward to doing on Saturday?
I'm just looking forward to everything being set up and people coming to the event. Like for me, it's just executing everything. Usually I'm on the other end selling my books at the event. So this time I'm seeing it from the other perspective. So maybe I guess I'll have a little bit more respect for the people when I go to the events. Sometimes you kind of shit talk them because you're like, oh, I could have done this better. And then you kind of learn. So.
Yeah, to piggyback off that for sure. Like I definitely I'm just looking forward to just selling to people. I love like giving out a product that especially like I enjoy. Like I just want people to branch it out. If it, get 1 sale to 300 sales, it's a win for me. So just bringing the brand out.
I can tell you guys are going to go there. You're actually going to enjoy yourselves, which is a good thing, especially for you, Kristina, because like I said, that running stuff is a stress.
Yeah, I mean, like I have a lot of volunteers to help, and we have like 6 bus shuttles going around town picking people up. So like I have tons of things in place. So I feel like it's going to be a good event.
Well, speaking of which, since I'm going to go there on mass transit, how is this going to work? I heard you saying you have people picking people up. Is this just the way because I know getting to you is a little tricky, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure where the closest train station is. I mean, you could probably Uber from the train station to there.
Oh, yeah, that's definite. I already checked all that stuff out. Yeah.
But we do have shuttles picking people up at a bunch of locations: the community center, Ironia School, Hastings Pond, Hastings Park, Harbor Hills Day Camp, and these 6 shuttles are just going to be going in a circle all around the area, just picking people up.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we're expecting that the parking lots are just going to fill out.
That's actually
I wish more shows did that. It just needs to make sense because a lot of times the train station's over here and the event is all the way over there. I wish more events did that.
I mean, unfortunately, it's not near the train station, though, the buses that are going. I mean, maybe that's something we could look at in the future. We are also looking at CCM College, because colleges have humongous parking lots. Yeah. But we wanted to see how it went for this one.
Right. Yeah, but even if it's not to the train station itself, you just made it easier for me to get to to where I'm going, and then maybe not have to go all the way. I can just jump on one of the shuttle buses.
Yeah, I would probably say I like Ironia School. I'll message you off site with that location, and you can kind of pick which one.
Right. Well, see, that gives people an option, though. Now, if you guys are all heading over there to Randolph, New Jersey, and the event itself, now you have an idea that if you can get into the area itself, you can probably just jump on one of the shuttle buses.
And they're free, so.
Yeah. And this looks like it's going to be a blast of an event. I have been enjoying watching you plan this, and you've actually put a really good show together. Especially for your first time doing it.
Thank you. I actually had fire dancers as well, but the fire department nixed them. They said it was a liability. But
again, boo.
I know, right? But instead, they're going to be every hour. The performers are going to be doing something different. They're walking around performers. They're going to be doing like miming, acrobats and a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, very good. I like what's happening. All right, so we're near the hour mark. So where can they find you with both of you guys? Where can they find you? Where can we go? How do we get to Randolph, New Jersey for the event? Or at least how do we find a way to get there?
Okay, so you can go to Parks and Recreation for randolphnewjersey.com, but there's also Randolph, New Jersey special events page on Facebook. But the address, I should give everyone that, 100 Calais, Calais Road, Randolph, New Jersey. The event's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and it's free for people who are attending. But you want to buy some great stuff? like our friend up here.
Exactly. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna go pick up a book, and especially you're gonna pick some Project Naosis up. So tell them where they can find you if they can't find you there at the park.
Oh, where they can find me?
Yeah.
Oh, if they can't find me at the park. Oh, projectnaosis.com. No, because I didn't think I got my where I'm going yet, so I was frozen for a second.
You can do all of that. But just answer that question too. Go ahead.
Yeah, so projectnaosis.com, and then you want to do /shop. We have great stuff up on there. Or go to Kickstarter. I saw it actually went up. We got another 80 sale.
Yeah.
That you go to Kickstarter, Project Naosis episode 2. You could just get episode 2. You can add the other ones on, or if you want your face inside the book as one of these villains.
Oh, that's right.
You can get that right now.
Yeah. Great idea for a tier. There you have it, guys. This is where you can find the best place to find them will be this Saturday, because they're going to be live at Arts in the Park in Randolph, New Jersey. And believe me, you know, this thing just sounds like it's a monster waiting to happen. And we are looking forward to it. And I want to get better enough to get over there.
Got to get that zinc in, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh,
And
believe me,
some sunshine.
I feel like Hulk Hogan right now. I'm like taking my vitamins,
Yeah.
doing my exercises. And I took a lot of sunshine today, so let's see what happened.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh,
today.
the weather was beautiful today.
Oh my God, it was fantastic. It was such a beautiful day.
You guys went
The
outside.
breeze alone. Oh,
Yeah, it's Wednesday, man. New comic book day. You know what's up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You go out for comic books?
Yeah. Oh man.
we don't even
you're
look.
weird.
We can't even see that.
Oh,
What do you mean?
boy.
You think he's gonna go outside?
I get my manga. I get my manga delivered though. With comic shops are-
See? You see
so
what
I
he
get my
cares
manga
about?
delivered.
You see what he cares about?
I thought you said for a second there you got your mom to deliver them to
That would be great.
Oh yeah. Well, she lives in the Dominican Republic, so that would be a trip. There you go.
Oh my God. All right, so guys. Let's see. Let's share a couple little tidbits here before we sign off. Of course, we want to help Bitsy out with Maiden in Disguise. She is at almost at the 50% mark. It is a great idea that she has. I love, her animation style. Come on, let's help her out. She's only looking for 4,000 to complete the project. The project helps out a lot of people, voice actors, artists. There's just so much good that can happen from helping this project out. I'll play the video one more time so you guys can take a reminder lesson of what Bitsy has to offer.
Yeah, that's because I can't kick your ass from up here. Short stack.
Hey!
Tell me what it's like going to school with Elrind Agrinar.
Huh? Oh, what? The camera's rolling already, but stop. I'm not ready yet.
Excuse me, I'll go first. William McWilliams, leader of the AV Club, at your service. Here, take my card.
No comment.
It's really him! OMG, I love you, Elrin!
Elrin? Oh, you mean Ellie, don't you? Well, I would tell you, but it's a secret.
Hello, friends and strangers alike. I'm Bitsy Tandem, CEO of EOTerra Entertainment and founder of Isekai Production Studios. Today we are here to make some midbits. For those of you who have already been acquainted with Maiden in Disguise, you probably already know what midbits are. But if you're new here, welcome. Join us, and let me tell you a little bit about it. Midbits are fun, miniaturized side stories following the characters characters we already know and love outside of the main plot of the comic book. These comedic sketches and skits are far more than just bloopers. They're filler episodes that you actually want to see. And speaking of episodes, you've probably noticed that we're taking our very first jump into animation. We're taking what used to be just 4-panel comics and transforming them into fully animated shorts, including snippets of writing and all kinds of other world building along the way. We have 10 amazing guest artists joining us, as well as our amazing animator and wonderful voice actors. I hope you can check them all out in the description. And if you want your summer to be full of EOTerra shenanigans, go ahead and pick out a reward tier, and we'll see you on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a great project. Give her a chance to fulfill this. She's almost at the 50% mark. She just needs to get to 4,000. I think we can do that. She has 6 days left to go, so we might want to spread this as far as we can so we can try to get her there. Nat, anything else?
She's the closest one to ending. Once again, Nomnivore, if you haven't checked them out. That's what I was doing for the first half of the stream, just playing around with their game with a couple of other people, showcasing how it works. A lot of fun. Once again, I am your main DPS. I made no points, but did a lot of damage. So
that sounds like what happened with with Anthony.
Yeah.
No, you had it right. That's what I do. I'm a DPSer. I don't win. I just do damage. And aside from that, check out Floof Schmallow. And that's pretty much it.
So you went and you played the game a little bit, right?
Yes.
Right. So which one you were playing? Emberwind, right?
No.
Oh, you were playing Dinos and
yes, we were doing the pre 24-hour release game.
Oh, very good.
Nice.
So you got a chance to play it. Is it as cute as we were looking at over here? Because this
It's
is
cuter.
cute. Oh,
It's
even
cuter.
cuter. Look at this cuteness. And it's a nice little RPG game at the same time. So, dude, how much fun was it?
It was fun. I didn't win, but it was fun. I came in dead last, but it was fun. But yeah, it's a fun game. Very quick to pick up, very easy to learn, very easy to follow. Just remember, nap time has been removed from the game. No more stalling, and yeah. No, it's a lot of fun, and you get to see a bunch of sort of jokes and kind of puns within there as to how it works.
That's so cute, though. Nap time. That's cute.
No. Nap time has actually been removed because too many people abused it.
Our pals at Nomnivore are at 10,828. They got 23 hours to go. 242 backers. So go do yourself a favor and pick up this game. You guys will have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
And then once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on whatever piece of social media you are currently using to watch us currently. And if you are seeing us anytime later after the stream, don't forget to also hit that like and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on our next post. We generally tend to have a stream on Mondays and on Wednesdays. Mondays is at 7:30 normally, and one on Wednesdays is normally at 11:30 p.m. And we do have Leslie, who has her show, The Tingling Tea, on Tuesdays.
And the last thing that we're going to show here is, of course, the Seance Room with Ben Goldsmith. It's a fantastic little supernatural book that is a cross between the Twilight Zone and all those little shows that used to have those nice little morals in the old days. And it's actually a pretty good series to read.
Twilight Zone had morals?
Yeah, actually, stories had morals and stuff like
There
that.
were some of them. Some of them.
I watched it. I don't think most of them had morals.
They had morals, okay? Are you happier with the morals? the science.
Some of them don't trust aliens.
Exactly, man. They're gonna eat you. I thought you knew that. The Seance
Don't be a
Room
jerk.
is a
Don't be a jerk because
fantastic
you
little
could be. Don't be a jerk because you could be
And the
surrounded
first
by folks
story
that doesn't have
in
broken
the
glasses.
Seance book is "Don't be a jerk." Yeah.
There you go.
Little kids do yourself a favor, support the Seance Room. It still has 26 days to go. There are 3,229. The pledge goal is 10,000. I will be talking about both our friends here at the Seance Room and Bitsy's Maiden in Disguise tomorrow with Izzy on his show, as well as Phil will bring his 2 choices on Kickstarters that he's supporting. So join us tomorrow on Izzy's show and see which Kickstarters you should be supporting or check out, or who needs help at the moment to get to their funding goals. So, both of you guys, what is your last word you want to share with our people out there?
You can go first.
I hope you guys come to the event on this Saturday so I can, do a kind of like a bragging thing, like, yes, I did a good con kind of thing. But no, I also want to, give stuff for the people in the community to do. Gas prices are high, food's expensive. Yeah. At least it's some kind of mini escape for the day. So I hope everyone comes out, supports local businesses. We have great writers there, such as yourself. And we also have Raf there. So I think that's more than enough reason to come to the event.
Can you find Writ Ralph? No, that's roaming Tony. Never mind.
You're gonna be roaming around too.
Well, yeah, the question is, will you find the roamer? Will you find the Ralph? There
is a scavenger hunt at the event where they have to take a picture with an author. So
oh, that's funny. I like that.
Well, the funny one was I was going to have a picture with the maintenance guys, and I didn't tell the maintenance guys. And my coworker said that's kind of mean because the guy who's going to be at the event, he's a little bit of a gruff guy, very macho, and he's going to be like, "Why the hell are all these people taking pictures with me?" So I changed it. I just like to play tricks on people.
Authors are the same way. We're all want to be to ourselves. Wait, why are you taking a picture with me? Wait, I'm at an event. Okay.
Well, it's so you can promote your stuff. You hold the book up, you take a picture with the person, it goes on social media. It's a promotion tool.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so for sure, I take a picture of every single person I try to that buys a book and I sign up for it. So Project Naosis, right there, as you see it, it's not episode 1, it's episode 2 on Kickstarter. We got a low goal. Everyone's going to get the books that they want. We're going to hit stretch goals. And then I'll see you guys on Saturday. I'm going to be signing books, signing posters, be chatting. And you can definitely take a picture with me.
And that's one of the good things. When you support our friend over here, you already get the book because they're already funded. So you go, you buy, you get. They're funded. They're ready to go. That means that if you support, then you get.
That's it. Every single time. I made my first Kickstarter mistake of doing a crazy high goal, and I was like, I took it down like 4 days. I was like, no, low goals, get them what they want, and then we go from there.
Exactly.
And
that way we all know we're going to get something.
Yeah, the more the supports, the better the stuff you get. You get the trading card, you get the foil cover. The foil cover, it's probably going to be amazing.
You just need to crush it. And then I'm adding pages too. I'll take parts of the next book, and I'm going to chop it off episode 3 and put it into episode 2. So,
look at that! You get a preview. That's always a great thing.
Yeah, there's an extra 4 pages of fighting.
Exactly. You get all this and more. So go support, dude. We are an amazing industry, and the best way to raise each other up is to raise each other up. You know, if we all climb the ladder together, we can all get to the top. And, you know, if we put enough pressure on Marvel by supporting the independents, then Marvel has to do good stuff.
Dude, they took my other colors. He's on the new DC book on that new Red Hood Green Lantern cover. That's my colors on all my books now. And he just did that cover.
Just prove my point.
You know what I mean?
Maybe he can fix the She-Hulk character they have in their new ad. That's awful. Oh my god.
Like I heard you guys earlier, that Chippendale looks better than the She-Hulk.
Yeah, you're right. Chippendale does look better than the She-Hulk.
You know?
She looks like Shrek.
Yeah, it looks so low animated, but I'm definitely gonna watch every single episode.
Dude, man, after the amount of animation they had for Moon Knight, how do you go backwards?
I love Moon Knight.
Oh, I like Moon Knight too.
I thought it was boring.
I
couldn't get past the first
episode. Good.
Like you guys said earlier, anything that's free, I'll watch it. Anything that's free.
That's what Tony was saying about Rescue Rangers. He goes, "Well, it's free." I'm like,
hey, dude, Peter Pan's the villain. He's a fat guy, you know.
Oh,
so like,
I saw that. That was funny.
So I'm looking forward to that. That was like my childhood character.
It's so strange to me. It's like, I think I was telling Lou this before off camera. It's so strange to me because like, so they made the Smurfs movie, right? So they didn't want to go to like medieval England or do any of that stuff. So they just, you know, hey, let's just bring them to current time, use time travel. The Smurfs movie. They did Alvin and the Chipmunks, and they shrunk them down to like the size of like real chipmunks, which like changed the whole show, changed the whole series because, you know, Alvin's not going to date human girls when he's this small, whatever. So you have Rescue Rangers. It's like, look, they're already in New York City. They're already small. Just go. Nope, we're going to make Who Framed Roger Rabbit too. I don't know. It's so weird, man. Like,
I mean, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a really good movie.
It was.
I think it's in the same timeline, I thought.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It looks like
Roger Rabbit's in it. Yeah,
I just hope they don't screw it up.
I don't know, man.
You see all the cartoons interacting with the humans. You see the humans interacting with the cartoons. You see the 3D interact.
I mean, it's crazy.
Interesting.
like the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts is in it as a cameo. There's like in the background and
is it? That's so awesome.
Yeah, and then like
you'll see little bits and pieces.
Yeah. Well, it's on Disney Plus, just like freeze frame all the time. just look for stuff.
I have to go like steal my uncle's account or something.
You know, oh, and like the ugly version of Sonic is in it. You remember the original version they were going to use for Sonic in the movies that nobody liked, and Twitter forced them to change it. That ugly version is in the movie. So,
why would they do that?
I don't know, man. It's funny. It's like, finally.
Well, there you have it, folks. A little bit of geeking out as we exit the show. I'll do what I always do here at the end and press